Billy, do a lot of people DM you on Facebook and ask you to plan stuff?
During the pandemic, people just from all over the world were writing to me to play bass. Facebook has brought this band about, so it's been a blessing in many ways.
Rock, metal, prog, and everything in between. Welcome to this episode of Talkin' Rock with Meltdown. Don't forget to follow the audio-only Talkin' Rock podcast on all podcast platforms. And now, it's time for today's conversation. Here's Meltdown.
Nice to see you guys. Billy, you just talked about, before we started here, playing on Peter Criss's record coming up. Today's the 50th anniversary of Kiss Alive.
Yes. Peter contacted me out of nowhere. I've never met him before, and he asked me to play bass, and I said, of course. And it was pretty cool. So it's coming out pretty soon. What a wonderful guy to work with. He was just great. His engineer was fantastic, and I'm good friends with Ray Luzier from Korn. We worked a lot together, and so we were working on a track on Peter's record, and he didn't know who it was, but he walked into the room and just heard it and heard the drums, goes, is that Peter Criss? So it's such an identifiable style, certainly to another drummer. So I thought it was noteworthy that he just heard a snippet of it and he knew it was Peter Criss right away. It's pretty cool.
Now, did you connect with Ray through your time in Nashville?
No, I knew him in LA long ago. Yeah. We've been friends for a long time. He played on my two of my solo records, and we've done 1 million records and sessions together. So wonderful guy. We're initially I tried to talk him out of moving to Nashville. Then I had ate my words, and I can't.
Hey, Mike, where are you at?
I'm in Toronto.
Oh,
Toronto.
I was in Nashville, but I'm a traitor. I moved back to Canada.
I got you. Yeah. So, yeah. Speaking of Toronto, my friends from Coney Hatch are re-releasing their first record.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Great band.
I love Coney Hatch. As Billy knows, growing up in Buffalo, it's like we heard a little bit of that bleeding over the border.
Yeah, Monkey Bars.
Yeah, Monkey Bars, that's right. Yeah.
Andy, what's Andy's last name?
Andy Kern.
Yeah. Great guy. Great band.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He sends me a hockey memes every now and then. So Mike, how do you hook up with a guy like Billy Sheehan, a legend like him?
You reluctantly send a Facebook message and say, hey, man, you want to come and do a session?
That's it, huh? They're set easy.
Yeah, we were Facebook friends, and I was tired of I was producing a lot of pop records at the time, and I was coming out of a band that I was playing with called Smashmouth. And I just wanted to do something where my heart lays, and something that's rock and organic and more soulful and what I am as a player. So I thought, okay, I'm going to start putting these songs together of things that, I don't care if it gets radio. I don't care if it does anything. It's just for what I want to do. And I'm like, if I'm going to do this, who's going to be my dream team? So naturally, it's like Billy Sheehan has to play bass. So I send a Facebook message and I go, hey, Billy, can I hire you for a session? You want to come over to the studio? And, what do you charge? So he just says, look, I'm just going to grab my bass and I'm going to come over and I'll see you tomorrow, whatever. And then he got to the studio and I played him a bit of the first track. And I didn't get through the whole track. I remember I didn't get, and it was like, 30 seconds in, and he's like, hey, stop it for, whatever. So I stop it. I'm like, oh shit, he hates it. It's like, maybe he hates this. And he's like, so what are you doing with this? What do you want to do with it? And I said, I don't know. I could pay you to play on the session, or, but I want to put a band together with this. And it's like, okay, let's start a band. And then I know this great singer, Toby, who's amazing, and let's do something. So here we are, like almost 10 years later now, that it's actually coming to life.
Wait, this has been 10 years in the making. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's a weird story because we started off with a bang. We put out a single called Footprints. We went to Poland and shot this crazy video, put out a single and a video, and it got overwhelming response on the first day. And then our singer unfortunately had some other commitments that his management at the time wouldn't allow him to proceed with it. So we had to pull it and scramble and got a guy in to do some dates. And then we kind of parked it. And last year we were like, okay, let's do this. Let's let's make it go. We're all our, Billy's schedule is a lot different now. He's not out hardcore touring with 5 million bands at once. It's only about 1 million. Uh, so we're like, hey, well, let's clear the schedule. We'll make time. We'll all make time. So all of us have a million different projects, but we want to prioritize this and let it see the light of day. And I think it's really great. So it's nice for me that it's finally coming to light.
Yeah, the first single, Kill Switch, is out, and Face Out comes out in a couple months here. Billy, do a lot of people DM you on Facebook and ask you to plan stuff?
Yeah. Well, during the pandemic, it worked out well because people just from all over the world were writing to me to play bass. We ended up doing about 600 tracks.
Wow.
Based on 600, and the entire map of genre and style, from absolute beginners with a little drum machine to pro major guys and stuff like that. So that was the Facebook has been brought this band about. So it's been a blessing in many ways. Very cool.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about this on the way into work today, growing up in Buffalo myself. What would the young kid that was playing in Tallis think of the career that you've had?
Wow, I never really thought about, some kind of a mass, huge. I mean, I wanted to be successful in some capacity, but I almost more wanted to be a player. I wanted to, satisfy myself and say, do things that I set out to accomplish as a player, and then the rest kind of came along, dragging along behind it as far as success goes. I think that's a good thing to do because I really wasn't looking for money or fame at all, but I just wanted to be be the best player I could be. And I think that's why eventually there was some success. Because I think if you concentrate just on success and money and fame, I don't think you go anywhere. You really got to concentrate on the product you're doing, on the thing you're doing, and be the best you can be at it. And then nature will take its course. Not everybody. So I am very grateful for the breaks I got from many, many people and all the help I got. But yeah, I never thought it would be like that. I remember we the first couple times I came back to Buffalo in like headliner bands and, played places where I played where I saw Jimi Hendrix play and it was pretty amazing, pretty cool thing. And I'm very grateful.
I think the first time I ever saw you play, if I remember correctly, was with David Lee Roth at Darien Lake.
No, that wasn't me. I think he did a tour after me.
Okay.
And it's funny because Matt Bissonette doesn't look anything like me or play anything like me.
Well, I was just a kid. I can't recall.
Great guy and a great player. And Greg Bissonette's brother, and Greg is one of both brothers are fine human beings. I just love them very much. But I had a lot of people say that. Yeah, I saw you on the Skyscraper tour. I go, that wasn't me.
So did you play the odd?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did that.
All right. I might.
Hendrix, so. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah. Hey, so Mike, tell me about the rest of this record and tell me what it's like to work with a guy like Billy Sheehan.
Go easy on me, Mike.
It's easy. I mean, a lot of the times you have to give a lot of direction in the studio, but he just comes in and plays. It's just like he just knows what to play, and he's been doing it so long, and he's so great that it's just a piece of cake. It's done. Mm-hmm. The album. So actually, the single comes out this Friday. The next single, Face Out, tomorrow. And then the EP is going to come out in October, and then we'll have a full length come out in the new year. But yeah, making the record was super fun. It's great to work with Billy because he gets it. He knows exactly what to play, when to play it, and his tone is incredible, and it brings everything to life. Like the track jumps out. The right bass part, the right tone, and he's got this really great mid-range distortion with but there's a ton of bottom end, and I love that. It fills out the space. You don't have to do 200 guitar tracks.
Yeah.
Cool. Even though I try to sneak them in there sometimes, but no, it doesn't need it.
Turn the bass up a little bit. No,
yeah, no, it's. I have to.
Yeah.
You have to ride the faders.
But I hear Mike's mixes and I just love them. We have a little thing with all 5 of those songs, and I listened to them again the other night. And just even on my iPhone, it sounded really great. I'm really pleased with it, and that's a tough thing to find, a good mixer like that. I'm pleased that the guy in our band can mix the songs. We didn't have to go to somebody else. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So are you guys going to take this out on the road next year or what?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you are? Okay.
I'm not sure when and how, but that's the plan. I live to play live, and I play live to live, and playing live in this band is going to be a riot because Toby's just a spectacular frontman and a great voice and wonderful guy. Mike live, of course, has had as much experience as anybody, and he handles himself on stage and sounds great. And so I'm excited about playing it live. So we're not sure, either. And I don't care where or how, where we play, whether it's little things or medium things or very large things, but as long as we're playing, we don't really need a lot because we got a guitar, bass, drums, lead singer, and we don't need anything else really. We don't need any tracks or any kind of, we go up on a stage with a bass amp, a guitar amp, and a set of drums and do a show. So I think that allows us to play almost anywhere.
Now that I screwed up where I may have seen Billy first, Mike, maybe I saw you on the U2 Zooropa tour.
I did play on a U2. I did open for U2 with Nelly Furtado once. I did.
There we go.
But that was the Elevation tour.
Okay, maybe all right. I'm just
where they had the big heart stage that came out. It was ridiculous. It was so cool. But yeah,
that's awesome.
To play that tour.
And speaking of playing live, Bumblefoot's my buddy Billy, and you just came back from Indonesia. Tell me about that gig.
Well, that was wild. I ended up playing only about 5 or 6 songs. So the flight there, Nashville, Denver, Tokyo, Jakarta, and the flight back, Jakarta, Tokyo, Chicago, Nashville. My head is still spinning from jet lag. But it was great. There's a band called Dewa 19. It's a Indonesian band. They're huge there. So we played this big 60,000 seat place with this huge screens and lighting. And Bumblefoot is just a spectacular player. He's just so great and a wonderful guy. I worked with him on several things. And I'm glad he was there. Steve Vai joined us as well. That was really cool. Derek Sherinian. Who else was with us? Eric Martin from Mr. Big and Dino. I forgot his last name. It was this the guy who was with Whitesnake with David Coverdale to kind of back him up in his vocals when he was having trouble. Great singer.
Jeselnik?
Yes. Great guy, amazing singer.
So Bumblefoot wanted me to ask you, when was the last time you played on stage with Steve Vai?
Oh, man, it's been quite a while. But we did For the Love of God, which is one of the songs we did live when I was touring with him. As a matter of fact, this was the bass I was using. It was just chrome plated, and the chrome has since worn off. But I remember just by chance today, I picked this one up. And but we had a riot on tour. With Steve's band with Tony McAlpine and Virgil Donati on drums, and then Jeremy Colston. And we were a merry band of pranksters on that tour. We had a blast. So it was good to play with him again.
Yeah, it's awesome. He sent me some footage from that show. My God, it's like you go from those big stadiums now with the fell. You might play theaters or something,
or a little, who knows? Starbucks could be.
We're gonna play for every weekend.
Boys. No, I've done every kind of gig from the smallest to very large, and sometimes the smaller gigs actually are better because you're close to people. People are right up front, and on some of the big gigs. I remember I did an opener for the Stones in Tokyo at the Tokyo Dome, and the closest person was so far away you couldn't recognize their face. And my eyes are pretty good, so it was just like 40 yards from the front of the stage was the first row. So we're at the Baked Potato in L.A. I had to put my beer on one of the audience's table. Can I put my beer? It's okay, while we're playing. So
yeah, the Potato, that's the place where Nick Menza played his last gig. Is that right? Is that the name of the place?
I believe so.
Yeah, if our memory serves, yeah.
And I didn't know, but he was Don Menza's son.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Brilliant horn player.
So, Billy, you got your bass there. I saw the other day on Jimmy Fallon, the guys from Spinal Tap, they all have their basses out doing big bottoms. Are you looking forward to seeing that?
Yeah, it should be pretty good. Well, the first time I saw Spinal Tap, I had just come home from a tour with UFO in Europe, and it was catastrophic to a large degree. So I remember sitting in the theater and looking at it and going, "This isn't funny." I said, "I just lived that." So it wasn't until a few years later that I saw it that okay, I get it now because I went through all that and more. So it was pretty funny.
So, were you playing with UFO, or were you opening up? You're playing with them?
Yeah, I replaced Pete Way for a European tour.
Oh,
And, it's pretty cool. Got to play Doctor Doctor and some great UFO tunes, but they're kind of the end and kind of falling apart a little bit, and so things were going haywire. And it was, but man, I got some stories.
was this after Talus and before Diamond Dave?
I was still in Talus,
Okay.
and I went and took a break for a month. Went did this tour, came back, and we continued on, and then that was that.
Yeah, Mike, you looking forward to seeing this Spinal Tap after 40 years or what?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I remember seeing them at Molson Park, like I must have been 15 years old or something. Molson Park in Toronto, outside of Toronto, and thinking, wow, what a great band. But how many of their drummers have died? Never auditioned for that band.
I love when they're describing jazz music. It's kind of like, mistakes. Where it's a music built on fear. They're afraid to play hard. It's hilarious.
Hey, Billy, one more thing here for you. Jessie Galante, I texted her saying, like, give me a question. And she gave me something interesting. I don't know if I've ever asked anyone this before. She goes, ask him if he remembers the first song you played live in front of a crowd and how it made you feel.
Live in front of what?
A crowd.
Oh, well, I never really, it never really hit me because I started off in tiny little clubs and gradually worked my way up. So it wasn't like some big shock. And usually on big shows, the people are far away, so it's like you're up there by yourself sometimes, looking around. And so it never had a huge. There's never any fear about it or anything or apprehension. But we're gonna do a Christmas show in Buffalo, December 13th. It'll be our 10th year, and we got a huge horn section and backup singers, a lot of great songs, and a lot of incredible guests. And it's going to be a blast, December 13th at Babeland, which is the Annie DeFranco's initially owned. It was an old church they converted into a studios and a live performance venue. So it's going to be great.
Yeah, every year you
thing.
can do that. It's a little bit before I can get back, but one of these years I get back there and check it out.
Mike, you should come and maybe play.
Yeah, it's around the corner from here, pretty much.
Yeah, right down the street.
Right down the 401.
Yeah,
that'd be
yeah. Mike, what kind of Canadian rockers do you hang out with up there?
Oh man, kind of Canadian
Alex
rockers.
stuff.
All of them. So I have a label too. So our band's coming out on our label, and on our label I have a band that's been around for a while called Honeymoon Suite, which is a known Canadian act. Kim Mitchell is one of my favorite Canadian artists. I don't really hang out with Rush. Everyone thinks you're Canadian, you must hang out with Rush, but no, I wish I would hang with Getty. Lots of stuff. I'm producing tons of Canadian artists, so I'm always seeing those guys come through the studio, and we distribute a lot of that stuff too through our Sony deal. So there's a long list of musicians and people that are always through the studio or coming through the label.
Yeah, like I was talking about on the radio the other day, it's cool to see Triumph get this honor for the Songwriters Award. It would be really cool if it was 1995. I don't know what took them so long to give Triumph an award.
I know that they are like the definition of Canadian rock.
Yeah, right. So, well, listen, I'll let you guys fly. The single is out, Kill Switch, Face Out, like you said, comes out tomorrow on September 12th, and the EP in October. And you said the full length comes out in 2026?
Yeah, we're not sure of the date with that yet, but I'm thinking probably January, February. Might push it to March, depending on we want to see how this thing's taking off too. And
I got you. All right. Well, Mike, great to see you. Billy, good to see you as well. Thanks so much for your time.
Pleasure.
Thanks for having us.